Good evening from Europe, ladies, gents. 45 minutes ago, the US cash market has been closed. We were waiting for 4 big tech earnings reports. All of them above expectations. Facebook, Amazon and Apple rising right now more than 5%. Just Google, right, is just a little bit higher, but EPS of the Google was amazing. So what's going to happen tomorrow with the last trading day of the July? Let's have a look what we have and what we can get. Well, have to be honest, everything was fine till the half of the US trading day, and then everything turned around, and well, I'm in trouble a bit. I'm in a bit of trouble. I have to watch carefully. Well, amazing stuff. Just to say that Apple revenue 59.69, expectations 52.3, so huge beat. EPS 2.5, expectations 207, 258, 207, huge beat. iPhone revenue beat, products revenue beat, and we are going to get them split 4-1 probably, so the Robinhood account can, you know, geez, anyway, buy more, right? Amazon, huge beat. Facebook, huge beat. What kind of the ad ban, right? There was some, if you remember, we were discussing this, there was some big names saying that they are going to stop the advertising on the Facebook, right? So what is going on? What is important that I told you that somehow this double top in the future is going to be retest, because we have to hit that stops. It's not great double top. Usually the second should be a little bit higher, right? So probably we are going to call it triple top, maybe with some kind of the rejection, I don't know, or we will go straight through, taking into the consideration the whole consolidation here and doing the same size to the upside. That could be the case as well, right? Important thing is that the cash market, the close of the cash market wasn't that bad. Okay, it was some kind of the dodgy, right, with the lower shadow. That was some kind of the warning sign, right? And of course, this positive body here, that's everything post cash market close. Okay, post cash market close. So that's how the things looks like for now on the Nasdaq. So at the same time, we were talking about some yen shorts positions, and to be honest with you, I've been trading some of them, but already seeing what is going on, I cut all the yen crosses on the short side. Like I've been short Aussie yen, right? So just that's why I'm doing the update for you to know that I cut the Aussie yen short for now. It might be easy to renew. I cut pound yen, right? I've been trying twice. I've been trying here as discussed, right? And then that's another stop count here, and well, I cut as well. And as well as Euro JPY. So it wasn't, well, we are talking when it's good, and also we are talking when it's bad, right? So it wasn't towards the end of the day, towards end of the week, towards end of the month. It wasn't that great day today. So even it's really late evening here in Europe, I decided to make that update for you, right? Just not to hide somewhere under the rock. No, it wasn't that great. So well, we will see. We will see. Probably. Let's get back to the indices for a second, because there's huge turnaround. So whatever happened over the course of the day, right, been reversed very nicely here. Also, the dollar is losing the ground. With euro dollar, we've been talking that it's not that great, right? And we haven't seen the pullback I've been looking for when it comes to the longs. So we were discussing the maybe euro Aussie or euro pound could be the solution. So euro pound overall is around my entry, right? And the euro Aussie, well, went very well, right? The thing is that I didn't get in. Why? Because if you remember, I've been waiting on the half of that zone, right? I've been waiting on the half of that zone, and we quite didn't get there. Right? So overall, that's how it looks when it comes to what happened. Now, we can have short discussion what might happen, right? Because that's the history already here. But tomorrow is the day. If you are good, then you know that maybe it's because of the last day of the week, last day of the month. Maybe it's good to skip the trade, right? If you didn't do well, then maybe also you should think twice before you are going to jump in. Anyway, plenty of data, and we are going to start during the Asian hours with the Chinese PMI, right? Manufacturing and non-manufacturing PMI out of China. Then we have Australian PPI and private sector credit. We have some data out of the Japan, right? So quite busy Tokyo session during this last trading day of the week of the month. Okay. Then during the European hours, well, we can't complain as well. We cannot complain as well. We start with French flash GDP, German retail sales, as well as retail sales out of the Switzerland, right? Then we have some French preliminary CPI, consumer spending, flash GDP out of Spain, Italy, and here, based on the DAX, based on the euro, that's gonna be very interesting, the GDP numbers and the flash GDP and CPI inflation numbers. Then during the US cash market, right, we have Canadian GDP. Well, that's gonna be interesting, and we do have personal spending, personal income, Chicago PMI, University of Michigan, consumer sentiment revision. So, well, Tokyo, London, and New York, there is a huge chance it's gonna be busy, right? So when it comes to the euro dollar, basically, if we are going to take into the consideration where we are from the weekly chart perspective, and if we are going to make try to make the top of the range, right? That's the top of the range when it comes to the sorry about the noise outside. Well, still hot, even it's a very late evening, still hot, so plenty of people outside. Anyway, also it's not the time to take this sit using the AC at this time of the day for me, because I wouldn't be able to talk to you. I would lose my voice. Anyway, that's from the weekly chart perspective, that's the possible supply, and let me explain why, because that's what we've seen here, right? That was some kind of the pullback rally, all right? Once we broke that one, there was a quite few times we are trying to test, but that's gonna be real test, okay? That's gonna be the real test. Of course, guys, what we have to take into the consideration the last 3 weeks when it comes to the euro dollar. Monster last 3 weeks. So again, when it comes to the euro dollar, for now, at least for now, buying the pullback is the favorite one. But of course, if you are advanced one, if you are advanced trader, you can do some intraday trading. There are some possibilities to see the rejection, right? Because I wanna see the pullback. I want to see the pullback to jump in for something longer, maybe even higher when it comes to the euro dollar. Can we see the pullback tomorrow because of all those data and because of what is going on in Spain, for example, right? And Germany when it comes to the new COVID cases? Well, maybe some kind of the rejection, but I couldn't. You know, we might see still spike during the Asian hours, and then towards the end of the week, some kind of the and month, some kind of the profit taking eventually, right? Trying to draw some upper shadow here, right, on that candle, like something like this, maybe. Okay, so that's how I see the euro dollar. Cable, another monster, and I've been trying to draw many different things, but anyway, we are still inside huge weekly zone. We can narrow that zone right now. Okay, we can narrow that zone right now, and because that's the weekly, but we can narrow based on what we have right now on a daily. All right, and we see. I'm gonna still leave the blue color as a weekly, but we are still very similar to what might happen with the euro dollar. All right. So basically, well, I've been honest, it wasn't a great day for me. I've been hurt, I'm still bleeding. So let's see what's going to happen tomorrow. That's it from me this evening. Be careful, very intensive next 24 hours in my opinion. Plenty of events, Tokyo, London, New York, right? So be careful, don't be trapped, and guys, see you around. It was my pleasure to make this update for you, even if it wasn't that great from my side. Summary: all 4 big techs beat well above expectations. Maybe Google just shy, but that's what indices love after hours. So stay tuned and see you around. Take care. Goodbye. Good night, guys.